All right, it's Sunday, but it's not a normal BS sessions because we don't do normal BS sessions without my partner, Jerry Supe, Jerry Espis, or whatever he is on Facebook today. But so
Jerry, Jerry,
he's
Jerry,
off
Jerry.
white water rafting. So hope the weather's good for him. Hope he's there. So when Jerry isn't here, I do a little ditty called Pop-Up BS. That if you ever watch pop-up video, they do things. We don't give you information on stuff like that. I'm not gonna have the bubbles flowing through here. I'm not that creative. And I don't have that much time. But today, pop-up subject, we only knew like we're finishing freeform. I got the subject. And this is why it's pop-up because they don't get a week to figure out their list. They got to do it kind of on the spot. So the today's episode is 11 bands that
Yeah.
change their sound, good or bad. No matter if they suck or what you thought about their sound change. That's what we're gonna do. But before we get into that, let me introduce our family members. I got Tim Wirasnik. What's up, brother?
What's happening, fellas? I'm ready.
Right, and then we got Andy Rodriguez from Still Black Spinner Podcast. Pop Go the Rockers, Three Shots Down, blah 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 blah, and how many hats you wear, and now free.
And freeform.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and now he's fourth co-host of Freeform Rock Podcast. I needed somebody to whip us into shape, so Andy said I'll take that job. Uh,
I with all this podcast, y'all make it sound like I sit in this room all day, every day.
And boy, does he have a hard road to hoe, doesn't he?
Hey, if I didn't go to work, I'd be sitting in this room all day, every day, except I'd be hanging out with my girlfriend also. But then we got the Mooger Fooger. What's up, brother?
Hey guys, how you doing? Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
We're cross-contaminating shows today because all four of us were just on a later freeform that you guys will check out. But let's get into some BS, man. But before that, new topic thing I do grinds my gears. What grinds my gears is I put up something in our groups that is satire, and then people take it seriously. What happened to people's sense of humor? Why are you taking shit so serious? It's called Madhouse Magazine, people. Madhouse. Get the hint. It's a satire website. Yes, this ain't true. And I'm getting this all in capital letters of people are mad because I posted fake news. Yes, it's fake news, but it's for comedy. Where is your sense of humor? That's what grinds my gears this week, man. So
Yeah,
I had to
I
explain
loved
to
it.
people. I had to put it up now. My girlfriend goes, "Well, when you put up something like that, say this is a satire post. It's not real. Give a
It,
disclaimer for the idiots." But
it's Facebook for crying out loud. Jesus
right?
Christ. It's not a testimony in a courthouse. Come on, man. You see,
Uh,
you're right. People are so dumb. They think they're fucking brilliant, but they're so fucking dumb.
The
what
guys,
what what happened to humor in America?
Ugh.
it's dead, man.
And they're part of the problem, man. They really are.
And it seems like every generation that is younger than me gets worse. It's like you should be getting better with it, not worse.
uh,
I don't know, but it just like I hate it. I have to explain a satire post. You don't get the hint. It's from Madhouse Magazine, by the way.
God
Hello,
damn it.
Bueller.
If you have to explain
Yeah,
satire, it's
yeah.
no longer fucking
It's
Right?
satire.
yeah, it's
That's what
not
pisses me
satire.
off. I thought I put something up funny, but people are getting angry at it. I go,
I didn't have
okay.
time. I just fuck them.
I go, settle down, Francis. Jeez.
Right.
All right, Karen, calm
All
down.
right. Anything grinding your gears this week, Andy?
Yes. Baseball. I can't stand it when I watch in a game and there's an alert. Perfect game through 5. I don't want to hear about a no-hitter or a perfect game until it's the 8th inning. Then I'll tune in. In the 5th, I don't
Yep,
care. You're
yep,
halfway. Doesn't
yep,
matter to me.
yep.
Also, the Houston Astros pitched a combined no-hitter 2 or 3 weeks ago. There's no such thing as a combined and no hitter. You either have your starter go 9 and pitch a no hitter and you call it a no hitter. Don't give me 5 other pitchers combined for a no hitter when someone pitched 5, 6, 7. The part of a no hitter is if you're in the 8th and you're at about 110 pitches and you're still sharp and you're still doing it. That's a no hitter.
That's that's a shutout.
Yeah.
But it ain't a no hitter.
Call it a no hitter.
They want to give them participation trophies. Come on.
It's not if you win or lose the game. It's an accolade for the pitcher that is accomplishing this.
I agree with you. Totally.
That's my grind.
You have any grinding to do, Mooger?
Just always about mean people being ugly. And somehow the internet has given us all of the freedom and permission in the world to be assholes to everybody. And it's just disheartening. That's all that ever grinds my gears. Is it's okay to be it's okay to be maybe upset over something, that's satire or whatever. That's okay. We can have a discussion, but some people just get plain old mean to people out there. And I'm just like, why? Why do you got to be so mean about it, man? I can't punch you over the, in the face through the screen, but yeah. So say that to my face, asshole. That's lost. There's no consequence for being mean other than pushing your own button, I guess. Anyway, you'll always hear that from me, man. I'm as guilty as anybody on it, but I try to be better.
It was so great back in the day. You didn't talk to people like that. And if something angered you so much, you couldn't tell them right away. So it would simmer down and you would forget about it and you wouldn't
think about it. Yeah. You have to think about it. Now everything is right at your keyboard, right?
Yeah.
What social media and being able to do this shit over glass, over the internet, whatever, is you have two basic parts of the brain. You have a lot of parts of the brain, but there are two parts of the brain. You have a primitive brain in the back and you got a logical brain in the front. It used to be, if I'm standing in front of a 350-pound muscle-bound dude, I'm probably not going to say something to him, even though my primitive brain wants to immediately lash out and call him an idiot. My logical brain stopped me from saying that because it knew it's going to get punched in the face. Somehow we've lost that. The primitive brain can just spew whatever hatred, shit, meanness, whatever, all over everybody, and there's no consequence.
Well,
the logical brain went away.
Well, the people who do that in public and get filmed, they're losing their jobs. So that's pretty cool because one guy lost his job because he was mad at this father taking care of his two daughters in the bathroom. And this guy got all, well, you bringing girls because they're young girls. He's taking care of them. My mom used to take me in the women's bathroom when I was a little boy. No big deal.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Gotta go. And what is he going to do? Unsupervise them? Come on, man.
I see that all the time. I didn't know that was an issue. Someone has to take their child.
It was an issue for that particular person.
He filmed it. Somebody filmed him yelling at them.
Any rational person.
He made the little girl cry, and the daddy had to explain it's okay. He's just mean,
Yeah. Well, there you go. Anyway, people just be nice. That's all I got to say. Is just try to be nice. I'm as mean as anybody sometimes. I get it. I'm not perfect. I try. Everybody try to do a little bit better every day. I think we'll be all right. But that's what grinds my gears today.
What grinds your gears, Tim?
All right. I'm going to get serious here for a second.
Okay.
I am a veteran of this country. I served in the United States Navy. I am a 100% disabled veteran. I suffer from PTSD, and I'm not ashamed of it. I got that way because of service to my country. What really grinds my gears is war. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It never works. It's not worth it. So why the fuck are we doing it? That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I agree with you. I don't like war. I don't like innocent people getting hurt over rich men's wars or rich women or whatever. It sucks, man. But let's get to some things that always makes us laugh, man. The Dirt returns to theaters with never before seen footage, Motley Crue footage. So are they going to put more of John Corabi getting canned in there, or what's going on? Just not a simple walkthrough of him?
Gives a flying fuck.
But they really didn't show Corabi, and they're just walking into the studio, and that was it. It's like, okay.
But you know what? I bet you if you asked John Corabi, he'd be like, he'd try to forget it too.
Yeah, I've heard interviews. Yeah, he's trying to forget it. So,
dude, it's crazy. They're going to release this in theaters. I mean, this is like a Lifetime movie for men. That's what this is.
A Hallmark special.
And I've never even seen the whole thing. I saw half of it. I said this was stupid.
I've never seen a scene in it. I've never even watched it.
I actually liked it.
Less.
I know it's kind of satire the way they're making him look. I understand satire. This band is totally satire. They satire themselves all the time. So
I'll put it to you this way. I have 29 and a half years of sobriety under my belt as of today. I have never in my life heard of a heroin addict keeping a diary.
I did like that book though. I did like the heroin diaries.
Yeah. I did listen to the Dirt book. It was really good. They have more of John Corabi in that book than they did in the movie. So I was kind of messed up for him.
Well, it was Corabi who said that, to Tim's point, Corabi actually said, he's like, I know a lot of people, that have had issues with heroin, and not one of them kept a diary.
Yeah,
it's like you're not really in the mindset at that point.
No, it's not at your top priority list to write stuff down.
You know what? Now that y'all bringing that up, I would tell myself, "Wow, this guy's amazing that he kept this." It's like
you're not thinking. I've never been on heroin, but I've heard people talk about it. You're not thinking. You're just in La La Land. Not
doing much of anything if you're on heroin.
They're like this.
Well, in this case, I think hindsight was all complete fiction. But
they're all drooling. He's drooling on himself,
and it's so concise.
Yeah.
If he did have some scribbles or stuff or some kind of memory of what happened, I believe that was just concise. Very refined. It was refined.
I mean, they have addresses and phone numbers, and fuck that. That's bullshit.
And the time of day.
And the time of day. What?
I was playing this, and I can see the scene that he was in his bedroom. I can see everything. And now that you think about it, a heroin addict would not be so concise about so many details.
Like I say for Motley Crue.
I don't know what kind of heroin he was using, but it was sure different from the kind I used. I'll tell you that.
I'm just saying, Nicky can't write good lyrics. What leads us to believe he could write a book?
No,
somebody did.
And now, if it was called the Marijuana Diaries, I can see all those details.
Oh yeah, I remember all my marijuana stories.
That's like their track Wild Side. You listen to those lyrics or read those lyrics.
Yeah,
they're good.
Yeah,
and it's like Nicky didn't write these fucking things. I can guarantee you that.
But dude, I mean. How can we discredit that the writings on Too Fast for Love and on Theater? I'm sorry, not Theater of Pain, but on Shout at the Devil. How can we discredit that he wrote those?
We can't. The thing is that they make himself look like such a satiristic band that we don't take him serious. How could you take a band that like makes like just writes the jokes for themselves.
But I mean that
And they don't even know they're writing the
track,
jokes.
Wild Side. It's name dropping, no names, glamorized cocaine, puppets with strings of gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is no way you're on fucking heroin writing lyrics like that. You can't even say your own name.
Depends on how deep you were at that point. I'm sure
Yeah.
I've never been on heroin to the injecting it.
You can't even remember what you did a minute ago.
Yeah,
But those lyrics, I will
brilliance.
say that Wild Side, I love that fucking song because it paints a beautiful picture.
Oh,
and you can
it's a
see it in
beautiful
your
picture.
head
It's a
as it
beautiful
plays.
song. It's
Regardless of
melody,
who wrote it, what they were on, I don't know. It's a brilliant.
If he wrote those lyrics, he had help. I'll tell you that.
Well, but I'll give them props for Wild Side because Wild Side's a fantastic track.
Yeah.
But the rest of
it, it's on a shitty fucking album. But
the rest of it is
brother.
You know, listening to The Dirt, Nikki Sixx says Theater of Pain and Girls, Girls, Girls are shitty albums.
They are.
So
with shining bright spots on each one, but overall, shitty.
I love Theater of Pain. I know you hate it, Mooger. I love Theater of Pain.
I like select songs off that record,
But then, did you guys know they're making a new Blair Witch project? Like we cared, right?
I figured
that movie sucked. I mean, like that back in the day.
The last time the ending scene was what? The girl was blowing her nose, so who the fuck knows? Maybe next one.
I watched half of it and I was bored. The camera was just jiggling too much.
It was so boring. And dude, when my uncle and I went to go watch Blair Witch, I told him, I go, come on, dude, let's go to the movies. And he goes, and he hated that I took him to go see Star Wars Phantom Menace Phantom or whatever, and it was terrible. And he goes, come on. I go, come on, dude, let's go watch Blair Witch. He goes, no, man, the last time we went to the movies, that movie sucked. I said, come on. I go, Blair Witch sounds like it's supposed to be good. He goes, all right, let's go. The movie was terrible. The AC in the theater was down. We were sitting there with our shirts off because it was freaking hot. People were complaining, and we were watching this movie. He goes, dude, I'm never going to the fucking movies with you again. And we haven't gone to the movies again.
You know what? Blair Witch, it reminded me of that movie Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, I like that movie though.
I like Jacob's Ladder.
It had me right up until the end, and then I was like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
It didn't have me at all in that Blair Witch. I was just bored.
Blair Witch I like the fact that it was shot like a documentary.
It was cool concept for the time. I love that. It was grassroots indie. I love that. And you didn't really have that single held camera point of view much, so that was cool.
Or
I wanted to like it. I went in like psyched out, man. I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna really. And I was like, unfortunately, poor kids were getting all sick from the movement and they were puking. And at least the air conditioning was working, Andy, I believe, because if the air conditioning wasn't working and I had two kids puking in our aisle, it might have been more of a mess. But it was an all right movie. It was just what?
The ending pissed me off. I was like, what? Somebody's taking a piss in the corner. Big fucking deal.
But you're right.
What do it look like?
Yeah. You're so right because the idea was perfect. Dude, this is going to be great. But then, when literally you have nothing happen,
for an hour and a half.
When you make it too real, that's boring.
Yeah.
we go to movies for something to happen, something out of the ordinary to happen.
Right.
I'm just saying that movie sucked, but let's get to a movie I don't think sucked.
Kind of like the album we reviewed. I kept waiting for something to happen and it never did.
Well, let's get to a movie I don't think sucked. I loved all three of them. Mike Myers says Austin Powers 4. They are on board with that, and he won't say anything much else about it. And they just made a commercial for Verizon. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, dude, I was just about to say that. I just saw everybody on a Verizon
Does that mean that Big Bang Theory is coming back because Kaylee Cuoco and Johnny Galecki made a commercial?
No. But it is with Stewart Fails to Save the Universe is coming out this month, which I want to see that very much. But yeah, so Mike Myers, Austin Powers is coming back. And they're also going to bring a Grinch sequel for Jim Carrey and Ron Howard. Why? Isn't the Grinch end after the Grinch?
No.
Is he back to being a Grinch? Is he a nice Grinch? Is there another Grinch coming
that story didn't.
How is there a
doesn't need to
sequel to The
continue.
Grinch Who Stole Christmas?
These stories just prove that Hollywood is out of ideas.
No, you know the one movie that finally proved that Hollywood's just a cash grab, man? The Never-Ending Story 2.
Oh, that was horrible.
Never ending. How can you have a 2? It doesn't end. Fuckers.
Well, it says that in the title. It's the never-ending story. See, I mean,
but getting to somebody who does make sequels very late to the game, the Top Gun sequel Maverick was better than Top Gun to me, and I love Top Gun. Top Gun, I got that on rented at VHS, ditched school and watched it 100 times in one day. So I love that movie, and I love Maverick. And Tom Cruise is going to come back. It was originally pitched as a Paramount Plus TV series, but then racing movies are on the rise. They're going to bring back Days of Thunder 2 with Tom Cruise, and I'm okay with that because Tom Cruise does quality stuff.
It could be okay.
You don't like Top Gun, Tim. We get it. But I'm happy. I would like to see, as long as Randy Quaid comes back, because we're not going to get the other guy back because he passed away,
Oh, I was going to say, is he still alive?
Randy Quaid's still alive, yeah. He's not as crazy as he used to be. So we'll see.
Anyone knows where Randy Quaid is?
I don't know. But
well, I know, because I always confused Randy Quaid with Tom Sizemore, and Tom Sizemore is no longer here, so.
Yeah.
All right, man. And this week,
Robert Duvall was the other one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
Robert Duvall was in Days of Thunder.
Robert Duvall's the one who passed away. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm saying he was amazing in that movie. But
dude, he was amazing in everything he did. I absolutely loved him.
And then Eric Martin of Mr. Big is open to play more Mr. Big shows. Yeah, we know. You guys, bands never retire unless they're all dead. But yeah, no, that's not true because
Mr. Big members?
Nobody. Mr. Big says he's open for playing more shows.
Mr.
They
Big
retired.
Band members are still around.
Mr. Big, they made their last album. They said we're done. But
you mean as a band? I thought you meant as the members had died.
No, I'm saying most of the bands that don't go back
still around.
I'm just saying most of the bands that don't come back for reunion tours because most of them are dead unless you're Foreigner. So there you go.
The never-ending band.
John Bon Jovi says he's fully recovered from his vocal cord surgery. It was longer than I expected, but it had to be right. I've seen shows on YouTube.
Yeah, and what are they?
Yay.
Squawking.
Really?
He's not that. Well, maybe I need to see more. Maybe it wasn't fully healed a few months ago. Maybe it is now. I don't know.
Bon Jovi hasn't done a good album since 7800 Fahrenheit, and that was what, 1985?
I disagree with you. But
you know what? Speaking of BS, earlier this week, Bruce Dickinson had said something about these singers that are still out there that they're not legends. If they're out there, they can't make it anymore. Dude, there's certain people that just can't do it anymore. You shouldn't be on stage anymore. And the reason why Bruce is still out there is because we followed Bruce throughout his whole life. We know that motherfucker's in tip-top shape.
Mm-hmm.
We know that dude takes shit seriously. He works at his craft all the time. There are certain singers that have let themselves go and think that they can still work like they did 40 years ago. It doesn't work that way.
Don Dokken?
Your voice is your instrument. Your voice is your instrument. If you don't practice your instrument, you lose it.
And if you smoke and you drink it, you're going to lose it.
Well, that's part of practicing your instrument. I mean, that's You can't lose a hand and expect to play guitar.
Yeah.
True, but I hope John is okay. I saw him 2 tours ago, and he sounded fine. He was good, but and then he lost it.
Trying.
He's trying, man. You know, give him back just bring in Richie. You'll have that vocals blending with
I
you.
don't understand.
They hate each other.
They hate each
Them
other,
two
yeah.
Can't stand each other.
Dude, but that was the ingredient to Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Was them too.
Yep.
It really is.
And it's the same thing that happened with, well, from what Richie's been saying, with Alec John Such. Or Such.
Well, he never played on any of the albums, though.
Yeah, but he still toured with them.
Yeah.
So it boils down to money.
Yeah, it really does. It's, that's why you bring up bands like REM and U2, bands that said straight up, you know what? We're going to divide this shit in four.
And they kept that. And they kept that throughout their career.
Yeah, they kept it throughout their careers. They said
everybody is as important as everybody else.
Yep, everybody's going to have writing credit on every single song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the drummer wrote this part, the bass player wrote this part, the guitar guy wrote this part, and the singer wrote this part.
Yeah, you ain't thinking Bono's writing Larry Mullen Jr.'s drum parts.
No,
he's the leader. Larry's the leader of the band. They ain't crossing him.
You don't think Larry Mullen Jr. is writing Bono's lyrics, do you?
No. But they all have a part. They all have a part in the way the songs are crafted.
And nobody's writing the Edge's guitar parts.
No,
that's for goddamn sure.
No. And when you have bands that want to pay certain players less money, too, that's where shit goes wrong.
Well,
There's a reason why you were popular was because you had the right people.
The thing is about any of that shit about, like Eddie Van Halen. I'm just using him as an example.
Uh-huh.
All right. Once they became famous, then he's trying to buy everybody's rights to the band. Like he bought Michael Anthony's rights.
No, they took it from him.
Well, they took it from him, bought it, whatever. Because I'm sure money was exchanged hands.
Yeah.
My point is, if you're an original member of a band, now it's different if you bring somebody else in, obviously. But if you're an original member, you remember when you had jack shit with the rest of them. You remember playing in the clubs. You remember before the clubs. You remember all this shit. And it's like, why should I give up anything? Because you think you're more important than I am.
Because that person has agents and lawyers say, you know what? You're the star of the band.
That's exactly.
Listens to music because of you.
People in their ears. And it's like, you know what? The only reason I am Eddie Van Halen, and I'm just using him as an example, so don't get pissed at me.
Yeah.
Is because of Michael Anthony. Is because of my brother Alex. Is because of David Lee Roth. That's the only reason I am Eddie Van Halen. Other than that, I'd be just some guitar player on the Sunset Strip.
Yep.
Yeah, Alex never wrote anything, but he was pissed off at Michael for not writing anything.
He got paid.
That made no sense. Alex was the one who was actually pissed off that Michael was getting paid, and he brought it up to all the other members of the band. And it was Roth, Alex, and Eddie who actually before the 1984 tour cut him out of the publishing. So they signed it. It wasn't the 2004
the biggest show of the tour. I would say fuck you and leave.
Well, Anthony is a family guy.
But he's a stand-up guy. I mean, he's a stand-up guy.
He always has been.
And happy birthday to Michael Anthony. He just
happy birthday, Michael Anthony.
Yeah, so I'm just saying Michael got screwed.
He's making a buku fortune on his hot sauce, so.
And touring with Sammy.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and then when Petty's daughter and some other dude are releasing a lot of Tom Petty archival stuff from his vault, and I'm kind of excited about that. I'm hoping they release the last, they filmed it. I heard they filmed it professionally, that last show he did for the 40th. The Tarbreakers at Hollywood
I
Bowl.
think you're
They
gonna see him
filmed
coming
that.
out with.
I want
You're gonna
that
see,
out on Blu-ray, man. I
you're
want
gonna
that out
see
on
Tom
Blu-ray.
Petty coming out with a new album
Well, Prince is
because
coming out.
they're going in the archives now.
Yeah,
and
that's
you,
what they're
you're
doing
gonna
for
see,
Tom Petty.
you're gonna see more Van Halen stuff from the archives, and you're
Yeah,
gonna see
Alex is
more.
working on that too.
You know,
You're gonna
I
see
like
it.
the way that Petty's daughter is doing this because the releases that they've done have been fantastic and in good taste. They have not been money grabs. They've been in honor of her father, is what it's been.
Live, the 4 CD set live at the Fillmore.
No, if
Yep.
she was smart,
But if nothing
if she was
else,
smart,
the Petty estate is probably not making any money because they're making such a beautiful, thoughtful package of what they release.
Yeah.
And it's done in taste, and they're not making a ton of money on that, not product wise, because what they're putting out isn't garbage. It's beautiful. And
but if they were smart, if she was smart, what she would say, come out publicly and say any archival footage or releases that we sell will go to charity. That would put her in the stratosphere.
Yeah, but
it would also
Mike
put the
Campbell
rest
still
of the cash grab out,
because
humor.
Tom Petty co-wrote all those songs basically with Mike Campbell. So
yeah, so you pay Mike Campbell.
Mike Campbell's in charge.
What you make, you donate to charity.
Mike Campbell is with them on the archival. He's there with the daughter, going through them.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying, Tim, but they're also putting a lot of work, a lot of hours into putting this together. So they're working just as hard to put out this product.
I don't know about just as hard, but they're working. I mean, sure.
Yeah. I mean, to put the stuff out. I mean,
because the stuff's already recorded, so it's not like
you're
recording it. So
you're right. Maybe working just as hard was not the proper word.
Well,
for
that's
them.
why they bring in. I think Belmont.
Donating it to charity, and you pick Tom Petty's charity of choice.
Yeah.
Well, the
daughter donated to it. And that would put them in the stratosphere, as far as I'm concerned.
But I'm excited to see all this archival release. They did do a 1978 archival with original, like, no fade out on one of their songs, and that's pretty cool. I got to listen to that again. Steve Harris. This is what Bruce Dickinson says about Steve Harris. Will tour and tour and tour until he probably dies on stage. Bruce Dickinson would rather Iron Maiden do another album than head back out on the road right away. What do you guys think about that?
That's what musicians do. And Steve Harris is an ultimate musician. I mean,
it's just when you find something you love and you can still do it. And, that dude's a pretty healthy dude, man. And they all take good care of themselves, and they love what they do.
The way I look at it is, if somebody like Steve Harris, if his wife is happy with it, his kids are happy with it, there's no discontent at the household, why the fuck not?
Yeah, Amen. But that's fine. But Bruce Dickinson says instead of going out on another tour, he wants to stop, make a new Iron Maiden album, and in between that, which I agree with him, because I love Shinzitsu. A lot of people called it Shinshitsu, but I like that album. I thought it was amazing. Maybe the beginnings are a little overlong, but it's still great songs once the meat and potatoes start going on that. So I would like to hear another Maiden album. Bruce's last album was amazing.
A lot of Maiden fans would.
But a lot of Maiden, you got the crusty old crusties that say Iron Maiden's Olediano, still.
Well, then he missed out on some spectacular music, but God bless you.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Diano years. I love them, but I love the Dickinson years too. So when they switch singers, they pick the right guy.
Oh, big time. Oh, yeah. If they make a new album, I just wish that they would edit it a little bit more.
Yeah. I think Aaron Camaro on Decibel Geek did take out those long intros on Shinshitsu, and he said it sounds great. I like him to send me his copy so I could compare it. But last story, this week on June 17th, we all turned to watch the NBA Finals between the Knicks and the Rockets. But what we got was a sideshow of O.J. Simpson running along the freeway, which eventually they took the Knicks game off and put that on. They had it in the corner and it just disappeared. I go, I don't give a shit about this. I'm watching the NBA Finals, bitch. Fuck OJ. But what do you guys think about that? Any memories of the OJ chase?
Yeah, I thought it was stupid then. I think it's stupid now. I mean,
I remember it
look,
taking up way too much of my life,
Right?
in TV viewing time in that era. And what a shit show. Step back with fresh eyes, and you're like, everybody in law enforcement should be fired. I mean, that was so fucking mishandled on every level.
look, here's the deal. If that had been anybody else, any no-name Joe like me, they would have lit that fucking Bronco up in a goddamn heartbeat. Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
Yeah, like and Chris Rock said, if your name wasn't OJ, but your name was Othello James, and your ass drove a bus, you're guilty.
And you're suspected of murder? Yeah.
With that whole thing,
You would have been lit up.
that was the beginning of sensationalism, of criminal activity by celebrities, and people love it. People
Thank you, reality TV, OJ. Thank you for this shit.
It was a ratings bonanza. People loved it. And
If not, shoot the tires out, for Christ's sake.
And I don't understand why people love it when people lose, or to see the worst part of humanity. People will tune in. Like
Always
Marc was saying, I would rather watch a sports event. Instead, we turn that off so we can watch a train wreck or a criminal running away.
Andy, if it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah.
It's like that Tool track, Vicarious.
Yes.
We love to live vicariously through other people's misery.
Man.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when that chase happened and they preempted the freaking NBA Finals and didn't show it, it was all about that. We didn't have internet back then to go check the scores to see the play-by-plays.
No.
We relied on NBC showing us the finals of the NBA, but they got caught up in sensationalism journalists to show a slow speed chase with O.J. Simpson. It was like one of the worst days in American history for me.
And I
thought it was horrible.
I have never heard of such a thing. Slow speed chase.
Right?
What the? Talk about an oxymoron. Slow speed chase.
It was a casual follow.
If somebody's chasing you, that means you want to get away. So slow speed.
That was the downfall of journalism when the OJ chase happened. Now they're looking for like the big story, the big celebrity controversy. That's all the people want to see. They want to watch these freaking NBA wives or these shows or fucking Mormon children. I don't know, but it's stupid. It's dumb. Reality TV isn't reality.
I like to watch 90 Day Fiance. and Love After Lockup, when people fall in love with these people that are coming out of prison. I watch that shit. I don't care. I love it. It's funny.
I know, but it's not reality. They're writing scripts for this.
Well, no, it's not reality, but it is entertainment.
Yeah, but it just makes me sick.
Actually, to two classmates of mine.
Hey, I remember when Survivor, man. I remember when Survivor, you could walk around naked the entire time. No one said shit. You got yourself hurt. There was no makeup. Now these girls look beautiful, makeup, and they've slept really well on nice manicured mat. Bullshit. Come on. That's where it starts going downhill, scripting the bullshit.
Again, just like Chris Rock said, who are the biggest liars, men or women? And he said, women. That's not your hair. That's not your face. Those aren't your nails. Those aren't your titties. Your whole body is a lie. Everything about you is a lie.
Even your vagina is fake nowadays.
Right?
Oh,
What do you
God.
mean?
Okay.
What do you mean you got it tighter?
And
Get
I
out
use
of
the
here.
clinical word, so.
All right, man. So that was the BS. Now we get to our top 11 bands that changed their sound for the good or the bad or the ugly, whatever. I just put bands down that I like that changed their sound. I didn't go for the bad. I'm trying to stay positive here. But man, do you guys want to go one at a time or three, one and two, two and one?
Let's just do three at a time. Three,
Okay.
one,
So
two,
then what's your 11, 10, 9, Mooger?
All right, and this is off of the top of my head. I literally have been writing this since we started recording. But I'm just gonna, in no specific order, just bands I've been thinking of. Kiss definitely changed their sound when they say they had the disco album, when in reality it had a disco song. And it wasn't even a disco song, it was a disco paste song. Um, all that being said, Dynasty kind of kicked off Unmasked, kicked into The Elder. Come on, man, that was huge shift.
It was
And then
a disco song on a pop album.
right. And that's exactly where they went. They went from a kind of a hard edge, humble pie, Black Sabbath kind of sounding band, and then they just popped out. They just turned complete pop. Not that I didn't love it. I fucking love those records. That's me. I'm a Kiss fan. Anyway, Kiss, I think, definitely changed their sound. I think a lot of people would agree. That's my number 11. My number 10, Metallica. For a second, for a period of time, they came out thrash. They kind of redefined thrash into a better sounding, more powerful punch. And then they kind of went somewhere. They went kind of hard rock. And then they went
Somewhere.
blues something, groove rock, riff rock, and kind of like stoner rock. And then they kind of came out of that back into the roots. So whereas they did return, they definitely had a period of something sounding different. My number 8, I don't know why this band came to my mind. I love pretty much everything they've ever done, but for one album, I'm thinking a lot of money and cocaine was involved. And this comes down to Celtic Frost, Cold Lake.
we
fuck?
did a review.
You went somewhere else with that.
Fuck is that even about? It's they changed their sound not for the good, but man, that's my 11 10 8 or 11 10 9 is Kiss, Metallica's Celtic Frost.
What's yours, Andy?
I'm going to start off with ZZ Top. And at a number 11, you know, there were this three-piece groove band that blues-based Texas rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then came out Eliminator, where they added keyboards to it, which I didn't like those albums. I preferred their 70 albums. But they gained popularity more than they did before. So that was a change in sound, because when Afterburner came out, man, it was all electrified big time, because they were trying to keep up with what was making them popular. Man, if something's great, I'm going to keep on doing it.
Keyboards and layered guitars.
Yeah, and then they went back to their roots, of course, and that's where we love them. Number 10. These are in no particular order. U2, would they change their sound for the better? I believe that they had to change their sound from the Joshua Tree to Octung Baby to keep their careers going. It would have been ridiculous if they came out with another Joshua Tree, because it would have made no sense. So U2 at number 10. Great job by moving forward, and not just moving forward in their sound, but creating a whole new sound and a whole new image for them. It was a fantastic job. From there, I'm going to go with the Scorpions. They did a great transition, going from their heavy metal blues of the 70s and transitioning into this ready for MTV band. If you really think about that, never in a million years did we think the Scorpions would be able to transition to what they transitioned to.
Well,
They
they
did
changed
a
guitar
fantastic
players.
job. Yeah, I mean they changed their whole career changed because of this, because there wasn't that many bands in the 70s that were able to transition to what was going on. And you cannot tell me that the Scorpions were made for TV. Those are some ugly looking motherfuckers, man.
Yeah,
But
they tried.
they embraced that MTV and they became bigger stars
Yes.
because of
Right.
it.
With the Scorpions, I think that when Matthias came in, he had a much more commercial friendly sound than Uli did.
He had that
Oh, big
harmony in
time.
his guitar playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had
Yeah.
that big harmony, and Matthias is my favorite era. When Matthias came in,
Plus, he was
that's my
younger,
favorite
so
thing.
he's bringing in the new.
All
you know.
these older people love like Uli John Roth. I like him. I like Michael Schenker, but I think Matthias to me is the Scorpions because that's my Scorpions with
Right.
Matthias.
Right. But I really do like the U-turns and the detours that
Yeah.
Uli Roth did.
They
Man,
did it correct.
I love
They
Uli
did it absolutely
too.
correctly. You know, you're
Uli's
going to
awesome.
change your sound. There's a way to do it, and there's not a way to do it.
Uli's
And
amazing
they did
too.
it
Michael's
perfectly.
amazing. I love Michael and UFO. I like him in McNolly Shanker.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man. The McNolly Shanker is really underrated. Great
Oh, big
pop
time.
rock. Love it.
Did I do 3?
No, you're 9. You need your 9.
Oh, I need my 9. No, I just ZZ Top, U2,
Yes.
And the Scorch.
And
and
Scorpions.
Scorpions.
Oh, there you go. So there it
Yep.
is. So
Those are my.
so Tim, you're 11.
All right.
10
My
then.
number 10 is these are 10, or 11, I should say, right off the top of my head. So good or bad, they change their sound as far as I'm concerned. My opinion. Number 11, the Goo Goo Dolls. From Superstar Car Wash to Gutter Flower. They changed their sound big time as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yes, you're correct.
My number 10 is Soundgarden. From their early days to to their last album is get a lot more pop friendly than what they were. I'll put it to you that way.
Yep.
Good or bad. And my number 9, and it's like I said, this is no particular order because if I had to think about it, these guys would probably be right on top of the list. But the band that probably changed their sound the most, as far as I'm concerned, Def Leppard.
Ooh. Yep. Good one.
All right. So then I get mine. And I got 2 of them that were already mentioned. U2 is my number 11. They went from pop, Achtung Baby. They've changed their sound so many times for new era. And I think now they're going back to their older sound and then giving it a new refresh with the EPs I've heard them release. Really good. I just wish they released them on physical media. It's not real until I could touch it. Damn it, U2. So you need to release both those U2 EPs. Plus, they have a new album coming out, which I'm excited for. They're doing a lot of creative stuff right now, and great. And Sabbath is my number 10, which this band changed a lot from Ozzy to Dio to Tony Martin to what Glenn Hughes, Ian Gillan. This band had so many different sound changes. My favorite era is still the Dio era, but Ozzy's number 2. But and then Def Leppard's already been brought up. They've changed a lot from the first album to Pyromania was different. And then after Pyromania was different. And then Slang. They kept moving, evolving, they don't want to they're musicians. I think when musicians try to change their sound, that means they're bored. They want to try something new, or they want to put more of their influences in, like I think Def Leppard did with the Mott and the Hoople and stuff like that. They love the glam rock of the early 70s, and you can hear that in their newer stuff, which is pretty cool. And they're mixing, I think now they're mixing the new with the old and the old with the, I like it. I love Diamond Star Halos. But that's my 11, 10, 9. So what's your 876, Mooger?
All right. No particular order, but here at number 8, I'm gonna say Rush because they've just evolved beautifully over time. I think every album is a little bit different from the previous, and to me, they have distinctive periods. I had like the kind of classic, what I call the classic rock era, and then they had the techno, more digital keyboardy era,
Keyboards.
and now they're kind of coming back into just being really good at everything they do. But they're definitely different, and not for worse, for good or worse. They've changed. They've always evolved in their sound. And so that's my number 8, Rush. Number 7, Testament. Now they have stayed pretty tried and true hard rock, thrash, heavy metal band, but they had one album where they definitely decided, fuck it, we're just going to call it demonic. We're going to record it lo-fi, and Chuck Billy isn't singing a fucking note. He's going to growl Cookie Monster the entire record. And for me, it worked. It worked beautifully because that's where I was at in my life at that time. Testament came out with Demonic. So Testament on number 7. Number 6, Andy's already mentioned them, ZZ Top, baby. They're a 3-piece Texas band just playing the Texas blues, and then they discover a keyboard. And shit, they're off to the races making a lot of money. And I didn't know old ZZ Top when they came out with, Eliminator and Afterburner. That was new ZZ Top to me. That was ZZ Top to me. So yeah, man, 2 totally different eras and totally different sounds, and I think it helped them for the better to reach more audience. So my number 8, Rush. My number 7, Testament. Number 6, ZZ Top.
All right, Andy, 876.
Yes, and ZZ Top was spoon fed to me living here in Texas.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's like, I guess it was always there in the back of my mind when I would hear them, and then, you had these videos, and I had my uncle saying, those videos suck. I was like, okay, well, why? So I got into them early. I'm gonna say my number 7. I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Yeah.
They
one.
changed dramatically because of the changing in people in the band from Bernie Leadon to Joe Walsh. You got away from the acoustic guitars to electric guitars, from taking your country rock smooth California to a edgier sound in Hotel California and the long run. So that's my number 8. My number 7. No, wait. That was my number. No, this is my number 7. I don't want to get into an argument here. But the changing, yes, from 70s to 80s was a big change for me. Going from Steve Howe to what the 80s would become. And I think that the big difference between Yes and Genesis going into the 80s was that I don't think Yes was prepared to go into the 80s, in my opinion. A lot of people think that their 80s albums were just as good. To me, they took a step back by trying to fit in too much into the landscape of what was going on in the 80s. My number 6, I'm going to go with Santana. The changes that he made from being typecasted as a Chicano Latin guitarist to kind of being one of the bands to open up the doors to jazz rock fusion in the 70s. And he kept on changing his guitar playing to break down more barriers. And yes, he did change his sound quite a bit. We just think of him as being this guitar hero, but we don't see the musical landscapes and the genres that he bended. So Santana is my number 6.
All right, Tim, you're 876.
All right. My number 8 is a band that I think really changed their sound from their first EP to their last album, Queensryche.
All right, good one.
And this band, they changed their sound from their first album to their last one, because they went from Armed and Dangerous to their last one, Anthrax. I think they got a lot more melodic, I'll put it to you that way, than what they started out as.
Thank you. They turned into everybody else, is what Anthrax did.
I love Anthrax. Not the Bush years.
You know, to me, Anthrax came out so original and so great.
Yeah, they were the ultimate thrash band.
I like the Bush years is what got me into older Anthrax with Joey.
Right.
So Bush is my favorite era of
But
Anthrax.
they were the ultimate thrash band when they first came out. Now they're one of the ultimate rock bands.
That's fine because they're really there is.
I'm not saying it's not fine. I'm saying it's different.
Yeah, it is different.
And Kiss was my next one. And they're one of the bands that changed so much it's not even funny.
Right.
Yeah. Then I go for my 876. I go with REO Speedwagon. The first album, man, not my bag. Second album, Kevin Cronin's there. I'm like, yes, Golden Country, Music Man. I go, this is my jam. And then the third album, I go, what the fuck is this shit? And this is a Kevin. Where did Kevin go? And then Kevin comes back 2 albums later on REO, the Cal album. I'm going, this is my REO Speedwagon. I go, I bought Riding the Storm out without Kevin on it. It's so bad.
And then High Infidelity comes out and they go to pop heaven.
Yeah, they changed a lot, but that pop was always there with them with Kevin. If you listen to those albums, Breakaway, and stuff like that on the REO album. Great stuff, man. So REO's my number 8. And then Journey. They were a progressive rock band when they first started. And then this little known guy named Steve Perry came in and totally dramatically changed the sound. That Greg Raleigh had to leave because he wasn't going where they were going. Because Greg wanted that blues.
He wasn't the only one that came in.
Well, you got Jonathan Cain, yeah.
Yeah, Greg Raleigh left, and Cain came in.
Yeah. But I'm just saying this band dramatically changed.
Cain came from the Babies, for Christ's sake. So
I love the Babies. So
I'm not saying I don't. I'm saying that, a lot more pop sensibility than
don't make me explain the greatness of Midnight Rendezvous. I did. So Journey's my number 7. And REM, when they first came out, they were on IRS. They were totally different, alternative, more alternative than anything that was going on at that time. They set the boundary. B-52s was different. I think they came out a little bit before them. But those 2 bands are from Athens, Georgia, by the way. There's a connection there with alternative. That city, I would have loved to have been there today, listening to college radio in Athens, Georgia. These new bands, REM and B-52s.
You just had to.
I love them. And then when they signed with Warner Brothers, they went more commercial. But were they more commercial, or were they still doing what they wanted to do with more sing-along stuff? But if you read the lyrics, listen to the music, it's more complex than what they did with the IRS stuff. So
with REM, I don't think they sold out at all. I think they
don't either.
Scored. And yes, they had louder guitars, but that's because that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I think REM is a pop band, and that's what they did.
REM did what they wanted to do. And same thing with the B-52s, man. Those 2 bands out of Athens, Georgia, are fucking amazing. Even the Black Crowes was around these people at this time, so pretty cool shit. So 8
I never thought of them as being pop at all.
No, alternative. They're always been alternative. Orange Crush, god dang, even with Stand on that album, Orange Crush is a banger. I got off of Green.
Yeah.
There's lots of alternative songs on that.
I'm sorry. I have yet to hear a banger, quote unquote, from R.
You know what? Snap,
I'm
crack,
waiting. I'm
shack-a-lack.
waiting.
I love the song Drive off of Automatic for the People. A lot of pop
Great.
songs on there, but a lot of deep alternative tracks too.
Beautiful
So
album.
they
Yeah.
mix
Peter
it up.
Buck, turn your guitars up. There is such a thing as distortion in this
Peter
world.
does a great
Oh,
job. I
there
love
is.
Peter.
There's distortion throughout their whole career.
Oh, hell yeah. The last three albums, they went out with a bang. They wanted to make killer albums. They went out, they did what they wanted to do, and they left. They ain't never coming back, by the way. Michael's making solo album, and really cool. I love it. So REM number 8, Journey number 7, REM number 6. So Mooger, you're 5, 4, 3.
At 5, I'm gonna go with Fleetwood Mac because they started off like just every bit of a
Oh,
British
yeah.
blues band, and
Yeah, rock
you
and
know,
blues band.
yeah, and then came around with the Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, and boom, off to the races on another sound, the California sound they called it or whatever. And then, but
Off to the
man,
Bill
even
March.
that blossomed into so many different things. So
Good
yeah,
one.
my number 5 is Fleetwood Mac. My number 4 is going to be Tool. If you listen to Opiate and Undertow, those
Sure.
are almost a straight ahead kind of 4/4 punk almost songs.
Undertow is a straight up metal album.
Yeah, they're just
Straight up
this
metal.
testosterone overload,
Mhm.
and then you get into Anima with the
Yeah.
Game Changer, Lateralis, 10,000 Days, Fear Inoculum. And it basically it's kind of dissolving into elevator music, but still I'll always love Tool. I love that band, and they've definitely changed their sound. For good or bad, that's to be decided between people. For me, it's just the evolution, and I love it. So my number 4 is Tool. My number 3 is Danzig. Now, I'm not talking about his Samhain, Misfits, all of those other bands. Danzig. You listen to the debut, Danzig. It's just raw, man. Very little effect. You're talking Marshall amp, drums, bass, vocal. And it
Yeah, that
worked.
album was almost a demo.
Yeah. And it sounded great. That was what was so good about it. But it
Mhm.
was definitely a step up from Misfits production. And then, but he kind of started getting more mature and a little bit more gothic, a little bit more laid back as the albums went on. But then it was his Danzig 5, Black Acid Devil. What was that? In my opinion, it was just techno. It was techno distortion, almost unlistenable to me, man. So at least for one album, he drastically changed. So my number 5, Fleetwood Mac. Number 4, Tool. Number 3, Danzig.
All right, Andy, you're 5, 4, 3.
I'm gonna go with my number 5. It's already been spoke about, but Metallica. They went from a thrash band to a hard rock band to a southern band
To a country band.
to techno. Maybe is that what Saint Anger is? A little techno with the drums there. And then back to Glory, in my opinion, with Death Magnetic. I love Death Magnetic.
Me too.
But I am one of those that do like. I like the Black Album, but I love for what it stood for, if that makes sense. A change in their sound. But when it came to the albums Load and Reload, they lost me, man. They just did. They were all over the map. There were an hour-long albums that were just a big mess, a big mess. And that's coming from a band that they construct their albums perfect. They put a lot of care into it. Just looks like, sounds like Load and Reload. They didn't even care about the sequencing of these tracks and the production work. It was just like they just didn't care anymore, which of course they did, but it just didn't make sense to me. They really lost their way to the point that the Black Album gave them a blank check to do whatever they wanted to do, and it was going to be successful no matter what.
Yep.
So that's
Sold millions of copies. So
yeah.
You know, if you want to talk about albums that depict band members going into drug addiction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just look at the back cover of Load.
Number 4, I'm going to go with Aerosmith. I enjoyed them up into, I want to say, with confidence. Get a Grip. I love Get a Grip. I think they were still a really good boogie woogie hard rock band. But what bothered me was afterwards. They had too many songwriters. There's nothing wrong with having a songwriter, but when songwriters are messing with your creativity, with your sound, with your look, everything.
When songwriters aren't helping with your songs, but they're writing your songs.
Yes. For their own vehicles or for their own. I don't like Just Push Play and On. I just couldn't get into it at all.
I agree with you on that. I love 9 Lives though.
It's like their whole persona, their whole soul had been stripped from them. Like literally.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you loved about the band, I didn't even hear a drop of it. And it's a shame.
It was all commercial bullshit, as far as I'm concerned. From Done with Mirrors beyond, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I love Done with Mirrors.
Oh, you see, I didn't like Done with Mirrors at all. I thought that Permanent Vacation was okay. I thought Pump was brilliant.
Yeah,
I thought Pump was a great.
See, they lost me at Done with Mirrors, and then Permanent Vacation with Dude Looks Like a Lady. I was like, come on, guys, really? Fucking kidding me?
Yeah, but
then they had like Hangman Jury on it. It was like, all right, that's Aerosmith. I'll give you that. And I'll give you that.
But on Pump, they had Voodoo Medicine Man. They
had enough tracks on these albums to keep you semi-interested.
Right, but man, when they did Just Push Play, and even the other one, Mark, the one that Mark had mentioned,
Honkin' on Bobo?
9 Lives.
9 Lives.
Yeah. That one too just lost me as well. So Aerosmith's my number 4. My number 3. I don't want to get into an argument here. I'm just going to say it. They needed this change. Van Halen needed Sammy to keep moving forward. I think a change was welcomed. I understand that David Lee Roth went out on his own, and he was successful, but not as successful as what Van Halen did with Sammy. I mean, those were blockbuster albums, and they were moving forward with their sound. They couldn't come out with another David Lee Roth album in the late 80s and still continue as Van Halen, in my opinion. I think they needed that push from Sammy. They needed that change. So that's my.
Well, Eddie was ready to change. 3. Eddie was ready to change. So I mean, he dropped his whole sound. He went from the brown sound to a lot more cleaner.
Yeah, but the thing is also is that Van Halen went the direction Eddie said they were going to.
Well, yeah, because that's his band.
Yeah,
and Sammy gets all the blame.
But this is what Eddie wanted.
Yeah,
it was his vehicle, and
so Alex. If it wasn't what Eddie wanted, Sammy wouldn't have been around for. How many albums? 5?
4.
4.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So is that it?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3. And then Tim, you're 5, 4, 3.
All right. My 5, 4, 3. Metallica, which has been done to death. So. I'm going to go with my next one. 4 is Dokken. From the raw sound they had on on Tooth and Nail, or even the first one, their EP there with Paris is Burning on it, to the much more melodic sound of later albums, they changed their sound for whatever reason. I don't know, but
Jeff Pilson.
they changed their sound. And then I'm going to go with my boys from New Hampshire, Aerosmith. They changed their sound for whatever reason. Well, I know whatever reason.
Cha-ching.
Because they were broke from doing all the cocaine in the 70s.
All right. So that's your 5-4-3.
Yep.
So my 5-4-3. This band started out great. They were rocking. They had a groove, and then their guitar player shoots himself in the foot. Terry Kath, Chicago. They changed immediately after this guy was not in the band. Immediately went more to soft rock, more ballads, more everything. They stopped rocking. I do like Chicago after Terry Kath a lot, but when Terry Kath was in there, this band was a fucking rock monster. This band can groove.
Jazz rock monster.
They changed when Terry shot himself.
And they went for the money.
Yeah, because Terry was the leader of that band, I think. Basically,
Yeah,
he was driving the sound, and it was Peter Cetera came in and kind of started taking things. Well, he's been in the band for a long time.
From the beginning,
But but I think
he took charge, took control,
moving it. But
he did.
And see, kids, this is where guns are bad.
Yes, don't play with their guns at a party, thinking it's not loaded. There's
or
always
after
one in the chamber.
partying. That's never good.
Partying. But my number 4, I was gonna have Metallica, but everybody's bringing them up to nauseam. So I went for another band. I think between the Dave Beckler years and the Jimmy Jamerson years, Survivor changed their sound between both singers. Beckler could sing a great ballad, but nobody could sing a ballad like Jimmy. So they went more ballady with Jimmy because they were using his talent. Dave Beckler was more of a rocker. Don't get me wrong, Too Hot to Sleep by Survivor is one of the rockin'est albums ever. Check that out. But I'm going to go with Survivor at number 4. And number 3, big change with this band when Brian Howell came into Bad Company. Totally changed their sound. And I've been reading a lot of people in our groups talking about Wayne Noon, talking about like he only likes the hits of Bad Company. The deep tracks with Paul Rodgers are not that good. Blah, 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 blah. I agree with him. I like the Brian Howell era way better with Bad Company. It's more rockin', it's more hair metal-ish, it's more groovy, and there's not a bad song on any of those albums that Brian did. There's some bad songs with Paul Rodgers, a lot of bad ones, especially a whole album. Freaking horrible. But yeah, so that's my 5 Chicago, 4 Survivor, and 3 Bad Company. Then we get to our. Go ahead, Andy.
Oh, I was going to just say that's a good point, Mark. I don't even pay attention to the later era of Bad Company, and I really should, because you're always talking highly about it. So
me and Jerry love some.
Dangerous Age is an awesome album, start to finish.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking killer.
That voice, I love rough vocals. You know, Paul's got the smoother, but I like the Brian's got grit, and he was on that Ted Nugent album too. Really good record that Ted did. He was the vocalist. Really great band. I love both eras, but I'm always me and Jerry. Jerry said he wouldn't go that far. Say Brian Howell's better than
Paul Rodgers.
Paul Rodgers, but Jerry is really into Bad Company. They had million-selling albums with Brian, so they weren't bad. And then we get to our number 2, Mooger.
I am gonna go. It's not a band, but it is an artist near and dear to my heart. My favorite, top 3 probably. Elvis Presley. He started out rockabilly, country, gospel, and he ended, in my opinion, not the best place. But his sound definitely changed from what he picked up on all of his influences. Man, his blues, his gospel. And he took that and made it rock, and with the help of Sam Phillips and many other people. And he had just had an explosive sound at the time, but with times he was trying to change, and his sound definitely changed for good or bad. Big discussion to have, but I love the man. He's a legend, and he definitely changed his sound. So that was my number 2.
Number 2, Andy.
Yeah, he changed his sound because he changed his right-hand man from Sam Phillips to the Colonel.
Yeah.
And that hurt. That hurt so much when Colonel wanted the cash, and Phillips was always pushing music forward. And that was a dirty business back then.
And who knew that after managing Elvis, that the Colonel would open up a series of restaurants? I mean, come on.
Good one. But man, that dude was just a crook. He just wanted money. And Phillips was more about the music. And it sucked that RCA, the big guns came and just bought out Sun Records. I mean, who wouldn't take all that money?
Amen, brother.
The Colonel is one of the reasons why music managers have a bad rap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Today.
Yeah. Still. I mean, dude, and then you get Peter Green, let's all agree, he put Led Zeppelin first before anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, no one was going to fuck with them. No one was going to put them in a different direction than they were going to do. It's amazing when, it's the difference in people, and the difference in what they think is money or craft.
And Peter Grant also did that with the Bad Company, man. He was managing them too.
Yeah.
But I got to say one thing about Peter Green.
Yeah.
If you agree with him or not, with his management style or whatever.
Oh, Peter Grant.
What I can honestly say about him is he put his bands first.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Yep. So what's your number 2, Tim?
My number 2.
I didn't do my number 2.
Andy hasn't actually said his number 2. So, yeah.
Go ahead, Andy.
The thing with doing these pop-ups, I actually have 4 bands left. And they're all important to talk about. I'm going to go with my number 2. It's going to shock people. But my number 2, I'm going to go with the Beatles. Surprised I don't have number 1. But for a band that was only together for 7 years, and you divide them into 4 different eras. I mean, fuck, dude. Those are some badass dudes. You get their early period. You get their rock, their birds like country rock period. You get their psychedelic period, and you get their hard rock period. It's amazing how they changed, and not only did they change their music, they changed their persona, their dress, their the way
their hair,
their whole look. They changed their look in every era that they gave. It's amazing. Everything that they did in that 7-year period. So yeah, the Beatles is my number 2. It's hard not to put them at number 1, but I'll tell you why.
All right. Number 2, Tim.
My number 2 is, this band has changed over the years, but they've been around for a long time. But they've changed from their first album to their last album. But I got to say that before I name this band, and you'll know exactly who it is once I say this, I think Annika Niles is crushing it on the drums for these guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see another album from them after this. They look like they're having fun, all of them, and everybody seems to be cohesive. I mean, she seems to fit in with Alex and Getty seemed to fit in with her. And it's great to see, because they took a relative unknown and they transformed her into, everybody's talking about her now. And I think that's fucking fantastic.
Love it.
But she's playing somebody else's drum parts. She didn't make those up.
That's why I'm saying I think you're going to see another album come out with them because they look like they're having a good time. They look like they're enjoying the music. Let her do her
They're
thing.
playing jokes on each other on stage. You
Yeah,
see
let
them
her
all
do her
like
thing. You know,
they're like Getty and Alex are like rubbing each other on stage. She stands up from the drum set, gives them a dirty look, and they go, "Oh, let's go." It's pretty cool, man.
and by the way, I saw her doing Tom Sawyer, and she's killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's killing it. Yeah, she is.
But she has her own stuff. She has her own solo albums, Andy. So you could go.
I
check out
know
her
that.
own stuff.
But what she's doing now with Rush, it's great. It's fantastic. Yes. But I don't know.
I actually think Neil Peart would be smiling.
Well, the family
Yeah.
they wouldn't do this without the family signing off on it. Talk to
I
his
know.
wife and daughter, and talk to his mom and everybody. So
I know.
So I mean, they did it correctly.
yes,
And she sounds great. She does. I mean, she does.
she ain't Neil. Yeah, I agree with
No,
that.
she ain't Neil, but nobody's going to be Neil.
No.
Nobody.
Nobody.
So my number 2. Did you say who your number 2 was?
Yeah,
Rush? Okay, just making sure. My number 2 is what Andy said, the Beatles. God dang, they have so many changes that it fucking like one day they're doing one thing and they're doing another. You're like, whoa. That's why they have a lot of songs that I don't like. But they're still good, even though I don't like them. I don't like With and Without You and stuff like that. I don't like the sitar and basically almost all the Beatles songs. There's one sitar I like, one of the songs, but man, the Beatles rule. And I can't. They did more changes than any other band besides my number 1 band that I will bring up. But let's get to our number 1.
No.
Oh yeah.
You're number 2? No, you're number 1.
No.
Stop messing
Number
with
1.
me. All right, number 1, Mooger.
All right. You guys have already said it. Like I said, no particular order on this list, but this band definitely lands number 1 for me, and that is the Beatles. They not only changed their sound, they changed history. They changed pop culture twice, if not 3 times.
Yeah.
They came out, all the kids had to have that longer hair and those mod suits, and they had to look like the Beatles. And that sound, it fucking influenced everybody. And then now we got Sergeant Pepper. Now that's a whole different look, whole different sound, whole different pop culture movement. There's no other band. I mean, bands change, yes, but this band moved history. There's only one other historical being in history that I consider split time. That's Jesus Christ, AD, BC AD. And then you have the Beatles. What were we doing before the Beatles? What were we doing after the Beatles? Everything they did. They split it, man. They influenced so much. And their change wasn't just in sound, it was in culture. They changed culture, not just sound. That's my number 1, Beatles.
Andy.
I cannot believe I put him at number 2. Can't believe
I
it.
know that's what I'm thinking right now.
Can't believe it.
Mooger eloquently explained that. I go,
Like Mooger
damn, that
just
should have
said-
been my number 1. I was thinking the
It
same
should have been
thing.
my number 1 because, like Mooger said, where the Beatles went, the world followed.
Yes.
Right.
Not me.
Right.
The
They didn't
world
just
followed.
change music, man. They changed
They
life.
changed everything.
Yep.
They introduced the album, is what they did.
Absolutely. Amen. Yep.
And I cannot believe I cannot believe it. My number 1 is going to be
Well, the number 1 better be shit hot then, because
yeah. I'll explain why. My number 1 is my number 2 favorite actually it's going to be Neil Young. The changes that he went through. He didn't set the world on fire. He didn't change the course of the world, but he did go from. Still today, you don't know what album you're getting to get. You don't know if you're going to get an unplugged album or an all electric freak out album. He went from doing Harvest, which he became a million selling artist, and he stepped away from that. He didn't want that. he did a trilogy of very uncommercial like albums, which are some of my favorites. And then he went back to country, and then he went to the 80s and he did rockabilly. Rockabilly. And then he fell in love with listening to Devo, so he did a new wave album, and then he went back to Crazy Horse, and then he went back to doing acoustic. He went through so many changes, and he still is.
And then
That's
he
why I
did
chose
Rockin' in the Free World, and that changed everything. So
yeah, that went back to introducing grunge, and him being the godfather of grunge, and him stepping away from that and doing orchestra pop. It's just so many changes that he's gone through, and I have been along for the ride for anything and everything, and I absolutely love the detours that he's taken. There's a lot of albums that people don't like. Well, I like it because it was done authentic. It came straight from the heart. He wasn't following trends. He was trying to make the trend better. And if he failed at it, he failed at it. But I still give him props for going outside of his norm and trying everything. That's why his contemporaries aren't even around him anymore. It's been, when he took Crosby, Stills, and Nash on the road with them in the 2000s, they complained about the music he was doing because they wanted to do the hits from the 70s. He said, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm moving forward with my career. And I brought y'all along because y'all were fucking dead fucks. And if you don't like what I'm doing, you can leave. And they did. Because they were complaining about what he was doing. Because there were near riots at this. Because he was moving forward with his sound.
Nice.
That's why I don't like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I think it was a waste of his time.
Maybe. But Tim, what's your number one?
My number one is a band that hasn't been mentioned yet, and I'm kind of surprised. But from their first album to their last couple of singles they've released, their sound has changed so much it's not even funny. I'm talking about Guns N' Roses. They went from a straight up rock band to their last single, which was Nothing, literally, called Nothing. I believe.
Yeah, I get that.
What the fuck happened? But
yeah, they lost their way.
Boy, did they lose their way.
Yep.
Oh my God, dude. I love Appetite for Destruction, and I like Use Your Illusion. But these singles that they're putting out there, I don't know what the fuck this is. I mean, this is just, it's bad. It is so bad.
I can honestly remember when Appetite for Destruction first came out, the first time I heard it, I thought to myself, this is the new generation's Beatles. I really
100%
thought so.
correct. Yeah.
And then they went right off the cliff.
Yeah.
And that they're still selling out road stadiums because of Appetite for Destruction. That's fucking crazy, dude. I mean, and I love Appetite for Destruction, but dude, it should not be getting accolades like this.
No.
Like, at all. At all. I mean, they should not be touring on this album. They should not be touring on this album. It's not that great where they can live the rest of their life off this fucking album. It's crazy. And for years I fought about Marc. I understand what you say about that album. It's not that good to still be touring on it.
No.
Because that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, November Rain, too. People love that song.
November Rain.
I love that song. But and then I get to my number one. It's already been brought up, Rush. I got into them with the keyboard era, and I went back, and I loved everything I heard, except the first album never really hit me. It still really doesn't because Neil isn't there. Kind of like if they make an album with Annika, I don't know how that's going to sound. And it might sound like the first Rush album to me. So I'd like them to make another album, but just call it like Lee and Lifeson featuring Annika or something, featuring members of Rush.
You don't have to call it Rush, but
you don't have to call it Rush.
They're gonna.
They're gonna. Yeah. but they don't have to.
But Rush, man, so many changes. I love Power Windows. I love Hold Your Fire. First tour I saw them on was Hold Your Fire tour, 1988. I had a blind date. It was pretty, she was literally kind of blind because she didn't have the where you see out the sides peripheral vision. So she was kind of blind on my blind date. It was a cool thing. My mom took us and picked us up at the LA Forum. Yeah.
She's just
there are too many jokes. There are just too many.
Too many jokes. No peripheral vision.
Going through life with blinders on.
Yeah, she was cool. And then we went to the Sting concert for Nothing But the Sun. That was a good tour. At the Forum again.
Or did you tell her, hey man, I'm sorry, I would have gotten center row. I'm sorry I bought left hand of the stage.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that was our pop-up, man. But Andy, what do you got to promote? You got stuff to promote.
Yes. We got Pop Go the Rockers. There's go to our website. We got new albums out there. We just released a couple of them. So we're up to I think 12 albums now. So that is doing very well. We are returning the Black Sprinter Circle on June 30th. We are going to be doing top 10 plus 5 honorable mentions of comeback albums. That is going to be coming out on June 30th. And that is, I'm excited about that. And yeah, that's coming back. So I'm excited. I feel great about it.
Yeah, don't ever quit something you love because you always go back to it.
I honestly don't think Black Spinner Circle is dead. I just think
no. I never thought it. I never thought it was. I was waiting for a month, but they went quicker than I called it in my head. Because they're great friends, man. Why wouldn't you want to talk to Al for an hour?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you want to talk to him?
Both Al and you love talking music, so
yeah. It just seemed, but thank you, Mooger Fooger. Thank you, Andy, the two Freeform Rock podcast family member Tim, who's on everything. He's our whore. We love you, Tim. All right, man. Also check out Freeform Rock podcast on every Friday, audio podcast, and our YouTube show. Check that out. We have lots of shit on there, man. We haven't done an after show in a while, and I don't know if anybody wants to do an after show, but I'll find somebody later. But thank you guys for being on the BS pop-up. We love you guys. Take it easy, man.